Hi, I'm here with Dr. Pekka Manninen, Director of Science and Technology at the Advanced Computing Facility of CSC IT Center for Science in Finland. Pekka is in charge of technologies for Lumi, which is the fifth fastest supercomputer in the world, according to the latest top 500 list, and the fastest in Europe. So Pekka, can you tell me about how you got started? How did you start getting involved with Lumi and why?
Well, I had quite long career in high performance computing and scientific computing at CSC and at a system vendor. Well before the Lumi efforts kicked off. So this was time frame of back in 2018. Back then, I was leading a group for science support at CSC. And I got asked or tasked to lead the preparation of the expression and interest to host Lumi. And I've been on that journey ever since. So I led the system design and the procurement of the system and oversee the facility construction and system installation and so on. Yes, it's been a quite nice roller coaster ride, but at the same time, professionally very rewarding one. And yes, in the beginning of 23, we organized CSC or the Advanced Computing Facility at CSC a bit, but the directorship of Lumi and its successor system is still on my table.
Okay. So how has supercomputing evolved in the last few years, and how do you expect it to evolve in the future?
I think the most dramatic change during the last few years was the avalanche of AI to scientific computing. So it's been, well, there has been like a pure AI workloads starting to use supercomputers. And on the simulation world, we have started deploy AI methodologies to improve the scientific discovery. And there have been cultural differences between the HPC and the AI communities, but I think there's a nice path for towards kind of a convergence and then learning from each other. And well, you asked on the involvement. So I think in the future we will need to work on the supercomputing application software. So where the science happens to really match the hardware development, which is going to be driven heavily by the AI demands. And that means that on the supercomputing or traditional simulation part, we really need to work on our algorithms and math and programming paradigms to move from the conventional 64-bit floating point arithmetics to like a lower precision arithmetic. Another thing I've think or foresee to happen is that we will start using more and more scientific workloads that span over multiple supercomputers, not just like going into one system and try to get everything solved there, but we are going to see this kind of like a workflows that's where we integrate several systems and even like a data producers like experimental setups. And this to be possible, we will really need to work on capabilities on interoperability and what we refer to as a federation of the systems and instruments.
Okay, so that would become even more distributed because supercomputers are already highly distributed, and they're designed for parallelism, which is the case which lends itself to AI. And can you tell me about how I know that originally you did a lot of simulation, scientific simulation, like multi-physics simulation, for example, or physics simulations. And then you were confronted all of a sudden with this big demand for AI. Can you tell me about how you adjusted for that? What are the differences?
So I would say that supercomputers were there for the AI community to discover them. So supercomputing has had, or supercomputers had pretty much everything that was needed for the deep neural network training, and basically it became topical only on the when we started to talk about foundational models, and then the floating point demand started to be so big that nothing besides supercomputers were able to, or like a nothing on the kind of like a easy access was in the people to just like start using. So, but yes, like I said, that the supercomputers were there. They provided everything the AI workload needs. So very fast access to data and the floating point capability and the ability to scale the problem over efficiently scale the problem over like a big set of computing units.
Okay, so it was a nice coincidence that the supercomputers happened to be present to solve the problem. They lend themselves naturally to the problem.
Yes, that's how I see it. Of course, there are, like I mentioned, there were cultural differences on how people working with artificial intelligence have kind of a used to deploy their workflows and how they used to working, and there's some differences on how supercomputers have been traditionally set up. But like I said before, it's something that there is convergence. So there's like a understanding have progressed in on both sides. So us on the supercomputing facilities, how we can serve the AI users better, and also for the AI users. So how to kind of like adapt what is there offered by the supercomputers.
Okay, so there's a sort of a cultural change as well, and I imagine that culture and politics play some role in what you do.
Yes, well, it's just human activity at the end of the day. So
That's right.
clear.
Yeah. And speaking of human activity, I happen to know that you have some interesting hobbies. And I'm sure you're very busy, but tell me about what you do with your spare time. And how does that help you? Does that help you with your work?
Well, indeed, I have 3 kids, and I need to travel quite a lot for my job, and not too much problems on how to spend any spare time. But if I ever have a chance, so I really enjoy playing board games, and how the more complex and the longer and the more tokens there are, the more interesting they are for me. Going to gym or having a round or two of kickboxing or mixed martial arts.
Okay.
Well, I'm convinced that all the hours, countless hours spent among board games have developed my ability in kind of like a strategy and just like a human psychology, and how to lead people, and how to think kind of strategically, and how to manage resources and things like this. And the combat sports part is I think it's been very useful for just for mental resiliency, and it's kind of like a tolerating pain.
Well, I guess there aren't a whole lot of people in your profession who do kickboxing. And do you think that helps you make your opinion known?
No, I'm not too scared to do that at all. So I don't think there's not too many people even that aware of my, and like I said, it's been just a hobby. I don't have that much merits on that. No big medals to like really boast with. So.
Okay. Okay, Pekka, well, that's very nice. And thank you for sharing with us the inside scoop on Lumi. Have a good day.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us.